The Boston Celtics are putting the entire league on notice with a 5-0 record to start the season. And with the way they're obliterating teams right now, it looks like they're turning out as legit contenders early on this season. If we roll out the advanced stats, you can see that the Celtics are just destroying the league on both ends. They top the league in points per game with 126.4. They also lead the NBA in terms of offensive rating, ranked second in free throw percentage and third when it comes to field goal percentage. And to top it all off, they also lead the league in margin of victory with a plus 18.4 point differential in their first 5 wins. Now, on the other side of the ball, the Celtics are also holding their own by placing 7th in defensive rating, 4th in points allowed per game, and 1st when it comes to rebounds per game. But setting these numbers aside, one of the main reasons why they're killing it right now is mainly because of their 2 newest acquisitions, namely Jrue Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, as impactful as Marcus Smart was for the Celtics last season on the defensive end, Holiday is definitely a huge upgrade to Smart, because not only can he play elite D on the perimeter, but he can also get timely buckets on the other end. Across 5 games, Holiday averaged 14 points, grabbed 7 rebounds, and dished out 5.2 assists, all while logging an efficient shooting of 50% from the field, 40% from 3, and what's even more impressive is that he hasn't missed a single shot from the foul line. Now, before we unpack his offensive game, let's first talk about how his defense has been helping the Celtics in a big way during their 5-game winning streak. See, there are few players in the league who can recover in long closeouts, and Holiday is one of them. As Brunson sprays it out to Randle in the wing, he actually blew by Holiday on the closeout. But check out Holiday's reaction here as he uses his quick hands to swipe the ball off of him. In the crucial moments of the fourth, there's Randle in the corner with Holiday on the long closeout, and once again, the same thing happened, as Holiday was able to strip the ball away from him, despite being a couple of steps behind. Here against the Wizards, Jordan Poole tried to back down Holiday to see if he could take him one-on-one. But look at how Holiday held his ground and didn't even budge as he poked the ball twice from Poole. And lastly, just check out his timing right here, as well as his hops to stop this easy fast break attack with this monster rejection. Now, on the offensive end, Jrue also showed that he can get easy buckets from a variety of angles. If he got a smaller man on him, Holiday will just grind him down and use some fancy footwork to get up his shot. Then, if he's not dealing damage on the mid-range, he's got serious handles to blow by opponents, and he's also pretty crafty when finishing around the rim. And if you don't guard him closely, he can just walk in and hit 3-pointers all day since he also has an expanded range. Anyway, just like Jrue, Kristaps Porzingis is also making his presence felt defensively, and his 7'3" frame and 7'6" wingspan have everything to do with that. See, Royce O'Neal is about to take a wide open shot here, but out of nowhere, Porzingis just enters the screen and swats away his shot, as if he's playing against a middle school child. And even if smaller guards attack him from closeout, he can still recover just in time because of his absurd length. Now here's Jordan Poole once again, trying to be fancy against Porzingis this time around. And after pulling the trigger, KP was there to block away the shot even though he was quite far from Poole's position. In this dribble handoff, Barrett gets down the lane, but he's unable to go all the way since KP is waiting for him. He gave him a couple of pump fakes to see if he's going to bite. And when he finally took the shot, KP remained patient all throughout and just smothered him to secure the possession for the Celtics. Now, if we're going to take a look at the stats real quick, you can see that KP leads the Celtics in blocked shots with 1.8 a ball game. And he also currently leads the league in terms of contested shots with 14 per ball game. On the offensive end, the Celtics have been pretty successful so far in utilizing KP on their sets, cause he's a scoring threat who can drop buckets from inside and out. In 2-man action, KP can slip the gaps of the defense as a roll guy and just go all the way to the cup and finish above the rim with his ridiculous frame. Now, if the defense hedges and the entry pass isn't available, KP can simply pop out and drill long 3-pointers, cause he has some decent range too. On the block, he's also a handful to deal with, because if you try to front him, they'll just lob it up there. And because of his length, KP will simply grab the pass and convert it to easy 2 points. And in transition, KP can just leak out on the other end and plant himself in the paint before the defense could even set up. And even though you surround him with multiple bodies, KP will just power up and finish strong. KP averages 19.4 points, 7.2 rebounds, 1.4 assists on 60% shooting from the field, 45.5% from 3, and 82.1% from the foul line. And from the way he's performing over the last 5 games, these numbers will surely keep up as the season progresses, given that he won't get injured later on. Now, as good as KP and Drew were, the heavy chunk of the Celtics' success can be pinned down to Jason Tatum and his MVP-like performance amidst their 5-game winning streak. Well, speaking of which, he dropped 30.2 points and became the youngest Celtic to reach 10,000 points during that stretch. And on top of that, he added 9.6 rebounds while shooting 55% from the field and 45% from deep. Tatum has been pretty devastating on the offensive end, and one of the ways he's been killing his defenders is through his insane shot making. See, here's Grimes guarding him, and when he blocks his path going to the rim, Tatum spins the other way around and hits him with a step back to drill his fader. His ability to create separation with such limited real estate is what truly makes him an elite 3-level scorer. I mean, despite the heavy pressure coming from quickly here, Tatum was still able to make this tough corner 3. Now, if you guard him too closely, Tatum will just blow by you and drive inside for the casual layup. And when you put smaller players, he'll just bully his way inside, using his incredible length and upper body strength. Well, aside from Tatum, the newest $300 million man in the NBA, Jaylen Brown, has also made some strides as of late for the Celtics, as he's also been putting up big numbers to the tune of 22.6 points, 6 rebounds, and 2.6 assists on 44.7% shooting from the field, and 36.1% from beyond the arc. So, if we're going to take a look at this new-look Celtics lineup, you got one of the best perimeter defenders in the league manning your point. You got a 7'3" unicorn who could defend the rim and stroke it from the outside. Then you have 2 of the premier two-way wings in the league right now in Tatum and Brown, who's wrecking damage on both ends. And atop of these guys, there's Derek White, who's also creating a name for himself as a top-notch defender. Plus the fact that the Celtics also have a pretty deep bench too, to round up this year's solid lineup from top to bottom. I mean, by just looking at their lineup, this stacked Celtics team is going to be a major problem throughout the season, especially come playoff time. With this said, the remaining 29 teams should step up their game against these guys, because if not, they're going to be easily stepped on by this powerhouse of a team.